Deepika Padukone is making headlines for more than one reason. The actor, who is expecting her second child, is now also making news over a possible new big-screen collaboration. Deepika Padukone could be the latest addition to Brahmastra too. And if that happens, she could reunite with Ranbir Kapoor on screen for the fourth time. But here's where the story gets interesting. Because just as Deepika's name is being linked to another big franchise, Sandeep Reddy Vanga's brother has finally opened up about why she exited Spirit. Pranay Reddy Vanga has now claimed that remuneration, timing and other issues led to Deepika's exit and has made another serious allegation that details discussed internally about Spirit were leaked after the makers started looking for other options. This comes months after Deepika's exit from the Brahmastra became one of Bollywood's biggest casting controversies, with the debate also raising questions about pay, working hours, and the economics of big-budget films. So what exactly did Pranay Reddy Vanga say about Deepika's exit? And could Brahmastra 2 now become her next big franchise? Here's everything you need to know. Let's go back to May 2025, when Deepika Padukone's exit from Spirit became public. The film, starring Prabhas and directed by Sandeep Reddy Vanga, was among the most anticipated projects in Indian cinema. Deepika was initially reported to be part of the project, but her departure soon became official after the makers announced Tripti Dimri as the new female lead opposite Prabhas. Tripti was already familiar with Vanga's world, having worked with him in Animal alongside Ranbir Kapoor. But Deepika's exit didn't go down quietly. Almost immediately, rumors began circulating about what had gone wrong. And the speculation wasn't limited to one issue. It included discussions around remuneration, working hours, scheduling, and other professional differences. The controversy also became part of a much larger conversation around how much power actors should have when negotiating their time and fees for massive productions. Now, more than a year later, Pranay Reddy Vanga has given his version of what happened. Speaking to NTV Telugu, the producer said the reasons for Deepika's exit were broadly the same as those already being discussed. He specifically mentioned remuneration and timing while adding that there were several other reasons as well. And according to Pranay, the final decision was made by his brother, Sandeep Reddy Vanga. He also revealed that Sandeep had been keen to cast Deepika and had reportedly been in touch with her for around 1.5 years. So what happened during those discussions? Pranay claimed that Deepika had asked for 10% of the film's profits. He made it clear that an actor can ask for whatever remuneration they want, but said the makers also had to consider whether the film's overall economics could support that demand. According to him, the numbers simply weren't working for the project. Pranay further claimed that the team was willing to pay Deepika 5 to 6 crore rupees more, but the larger budget of the film remained a concern. Eventually, the makers began exploring other options, and that's when Pranay made his most serious allegation. According to Pranay, once the team started looking for alternatives, details about the project began getting leaked. He alleged that the makers had discussed the story and Deepika's character with her and claimed that information discussed internally was subsequently revealed. Pranay said that internal discussions were not supposed to be made public and alleged that this was one of the reasons the team was disturbed. It's important to underline that these are Pranay Reddy Vanga's allegations about the circumstances surrounding Deepika's exit. Deepika Padukone has not, based on the information available here, publicly responded to these latest allegations. Eventually, the makers moved ahead with Tripti Dimri, and Spirit continued to develop with Prabhas and Tripti at the center of the film. But Deepika's exit remained one of the most talked about casting stories in Bollywood. And now, there's another twist, because while the Spirit controversy is back in the spotlight, Deepika's name is being linked to another major franchise. There is strong buzz that Deepika Padukone could be considered for Ayan Mukherjee's Brahmastra 2. Reports suggest that she could potentially play Amruta, a key character in the Astraverse. But there is an important caveat: her casting has not been officially confirmed. The sequel to Brahmastra Part 1, Shiva, is currently in the scripting and pre-production stage. Ranbir Kapoor is expected to return, with the actor set to reprise his roles as Shiva and Dev. Alia Bhatt is also expected to return as Isha, and production is expected to begin in 2027 after Ranbir completes Ramayana Part 2. If Deepika does come on board, it would create another major reunion between Deepika and Ranbir because their cinematic history already goes back almost 2 decades. Their first film together was Bachna Hai Hasino in 2008, around the time they were dating. 5 years later, they reunited on screen in Ye Jawani Hai Deewani. And then came Tamasha in 2015, where they played former lovers navigating a complicated relationship. If Brahmastra 2 brings them together again, it would mark their 4th film collaboration. And this time, they would be stepping into a completely different cinematic universe. Meanwhile, another moment has also caught attention amid the ongoing Spirit conversation. Prabhas and Sandeep Reddy Vanga were recently seen watching Ranbir Singh's Dhurandhar 2. The appearance naturally sparked social media chatter, especially given the renewed focus on Deepika's exit from Spirit. But the connection between the two stories remains speculative. What we do know is that Spirit has moved on without Deepika, while Brahmastra 2 is still in development and any casting decision involving Deepika is yet to be officially confirmed. So, Deepika Padukone is now at the center of 2 very different conversations. One is about a project she walked away from, and for the first time, the producer's brother has publicly spoken about the alleged reasons behind that exit. The other is where she could be headed next. If the Brahmastra 2 reports turn out to be true, Deepika could enter the Astraverse and reunite with Ranbir Kapoor for the 4th time. From the reported remuneration and scheduling issues to Pranay Reddy Vanga's allegation about leaked project details, the Spirit controversy has certainly found a fresh chapter. But the bigger question now is, will Brahmastra 2 become Deepika Padukone's next big franchise? For now, that remains a possibility, not a confirmation. For more news and updates from the world of showbiz, stay tuned to Times Entertainment.